For today, we'll be starting with understanding basic networking. One thing about this session is this is an add-on slide which was not there in the course, but because Oracle networking has a lot of configurations, I feel that there is a need of understanding the basic networking. Initially, what used to happen is even though I used to give people all the network configuration scripts, the issue was every time I used to get a lot of emails saying like I'm not able to configure the network. And the issue was like the lacking of basic networking understanding. I mean basic network understanding. So because of that, I thought like we'll have this session. This is just an add-on where you will understand how to configure a network on your Windows machine. How do you define an IP address? What is a subnet mask? What are the classes of IPs? Yes, of course, classes of IPs, and we'll be also looking at a new concept called as public and, I mean, it's not new, but how two IPs are assigned to a router. So that's a new concept which you will learn in this session. So once we are done with this, next we'll be preparing our virtual machine, and finally by the end of this session, we'll be installing OEL 6.5 on our rack node 1. Let us start. Of course, we'll be looking at very basic terms. Pardon me, I mean, if you guys are aware of them, but still these are the terms which you should know before we even start installing rack. So what is an IP address? We all know that a simple IP address is some numbers and they are separated with full stops, and it is assigned to a device in the network. Any device in the world that communicates over a network, nothing but the internet, definitely it will be having an IP address. So the IP address basically identifies a network device uniquely over any network. When we say any network, it can be a public network or it can be a private network. And the challenge with Oracle RAC is you have both the public network and a private network. We'll be talking about public and private in some time. Only way to communicate over network. Right now in today's world, there is no other way to communicate over network without IP addresses configuration. As far as I know, there's no other way defined right now. So even if you have any other type of technology, still you will have IP addresses. Let it be Wi-Fi or wired, you have IP addresses assigned to devices to talk to each other. So in a network, you can only communicate to a machine via IP address or a host name. Now the question is, what is a host name? When you assign a human understandable name to an IP address, it is called as host name. Now there might be a doubt, like in my office, we tend to say that host name is assigned to a system. Then how come host name is assigned to an IP? So this is kind of contradicting statement. It will confuse you guys a little bit. So what happens is a system will have an IP address assigned, and when you give a human readable name to that IP address, it becomes a host name. So when IP is assigned to a system, definitely the host name will be assigned to a system. So in offices, wherever you go, generally people, the IT department will ask you what is the host name of your system. When they type the host name in their software or whatever the supporting tool they have, they automatically get the IP address of the machine. At home, like when we are at home, today the technology has grown so much that we guys purchase a router, just connect our laptop and use the internet. We do not bother about the IP address. We do not bother about what IP address has been assigned. We do not bother about how communication and what subnet mask, what is the gateway IP, nothing. It's just plug and play configurations. But as a rack DBA, you should be aware about the basic networking at your home and at your office also. So why do we need this basic networking knowledge? Because see, when there is an issue with the network in Oracle RAC, you must be capable of, first of all, identifying the issue. Second, you must be able to talk to the network engineer so that he can fix the public or the private network. Let's take, if you are not pretty much familiar with the Oracle RAC network, then first of all, you won't be able to identify the issue. And let's take, even if you are able to identify the issue, you will not be able to communicate in the technical way that you should communicate to the networking team. So that's why we have this lesson. And also, not necessary that you assign a host name to an IP address. This statement is for our home computers. So whatever systems that you use at your home, we generally do not assign a host name. We plug our system to the Wi-Fi, or we connect our mobiles to the Wi-Fi, and we just use the internet. We don't assign a host name to our mobile. We don't assign a host name to our laptops. We just use it directly. So that's about what is an IP address. So for our system, like my laptop, let us look at the IP addresses. What you need to do is just go to CMD and type ipconfig. Few things, when you get the output, right now I'm connected to the internet via Wi-Fi. So what I need to do is I need to look into the wireless LAN adapter settings. If you are connected to your router using the LAN cable, then I think you will have to get into the Ethernet adapter details. So likewise, you will have to look at the way you are connected to the internet. That's the first thing. So if you are connected through Wi-Fi, look into wireless LAN adapter. And if you are connected through the Ethernet cable, look into the Ethernet adapter details. So we'll look at the Wi-Fi LAN adapter details. Currently, the IP address that is assigned to my machine is 192.168.0.166. So that's the IP address that has been assigned by whom? It is assigned by the router. So we'll come to that point, how IPs are assigned. Next, who allocates IP addresses? You go to airport, you use the Wi-Fi. You go to a coffee shop, you use the Wi-Fi. You go to your office, you use the internet. You come home, you use the internet. The question is, like, who will assign the IP addresses to all these devices? In very simple terms, source of internet allocates IP addresses to the devices. Whatever your source of internet is, that device will allocate the IP address to the target device. At home, your router or Wi-Fi is the source of internet, and your router will assign an IP address to all the devices that try to connect to the router via Wi-Fi or maybe the LAN cable. The same way, when you go to your office, generally at offices, all the systems are connected in the network via the Ethernet cable. Whatever router all those Ethernet cables join to, that router will assign an IP address. When you go to airport or coffee shop, the Wi-Fi router over there, it will assign an IP address to each and every device. Router gets IP address assigned from the ISP LAN. Now this is one good question over here. See, if our router is assigning IP addresses to all the devices, then who assigns an IP address to the router, right? So let us look at this one. So there are two things, guys, you need to understand. First is, we have our own systems at home. This is my laptop, and my laptop is Target. One quick question, can Target assign an IP address? There are ways that you can share the internet from your laptop to the other devices, but on a normal note, nobody does that. So your laptop cannot share the internet with other devices. So laptop is your target. Your tablets and your mobile phones all are targets. Now when you have targets, these devices cannot assign the IP address to the other devices because they are not the source of internet. They are the users or the targets of the internet. Now these all devices, they connect to the LAN or the router at home. Some may connect directly, like this will connect through Ethernet cable, or some might connect through Wi-Fi. Your tablet or mobile, it will connect through Wi-Fi. Now in this configuration, our source is LAN. LAN becomes source. So source can allocate the IP address. The LAN will allocate an IP address to my laptop. Let's take 192.168.0.166 and some random number 192.168.0.10, 192.168.0. maybe 100. But when you look at the LAN from the outside world, now there are two phases that you can look at the LAN. When I look at my LAN from the outside world, this LAN is a target to my ISP. This is my ISP, Internet Service Provider, and Internet Service Provider sends an cable at home which we connect to the LAN, right? So for the ISP becomes source and LAN becomes target, which means ISP will definitely assign one IP address to my LAN, right? So your LAN generally has two IP addresses, public and private. Now the question is, how do you find what is the public IP? How do you find what is the private IP for your LAN? Not your LAN, I mean any network wherever you are connected. So I'll show you a great example on my system right away. What you need to do is go to Google and just type what is my IP. This is the public IP that is coming to my router. Let's copy it. This is the public IP with which people can connect to my router. Only till router. They cannot connect to any other system inside router because they need to have authorization on the router to connect to my local laptop, right? So this is the public IP that is assigned by the ISP, the Internet Service Provider. And inside, because your LAN is like an internal device now, when it becomes private, see, inside home, inside your house, the LAN becomes a private device. All these devices are private. They are not able to, I mean, they cannot be accessed by anyone on the public network. Even LAN becomes part of your private network. So there should be a IP address private to your home, correct? So what is that private IP? If you look at the default gateway, this is the private IP of your router. And most of the times, private IP will always start with 192.168 series or it will be 10.10 series. So all the home routers or all the home IPs, if you look at all the private IPs that you look at, they will generally start with 192.168 because all the manufacturing companies right now in the market or all the routers that you get in the market, they are using 192.168 series only. And by default 192.168.0.1, the starting series 1 at the end will be by default reserved for your router. By this we conclude that the router that I have at my home, it is having a public IP that is assigned by the Internet Service Provider and router private IP. There is a private IP. This is by default set up by the router manufacturer 192.168.0.1. One more thing we conclude with this is any device that acts as a source of internet to any other device, it will always have two IPs. The first IP would be when it is a target and the second IP would be when it is a source. So once again, over here, like at our home, we have a LAN or we have a Wi-Fi router. So the router becomes target to my internet service provider. Definitely my ISP will assign a public IP. And inside home, LAN is a private device. The LAN will also have a private IP, which is generally assigned by default by the manufacturer. Some manufacturers assign a different IP address, 192.168.1.1. It depends. Whenever you purchase your router, you will have to check the manual that comes with the router, and most of the times if you turn back the router over there, the default IP address would be written. Some billing company routers, they come up with 192.168.0.10. This is the default IP address for the router, and all the new devices which join the network at home, the IPs will start from 192.168.0.11. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, likewise it will start distributing the IP addresses as and when devices join the network. Now there are two types of IP addresses that we have for all the devices, not only for laptops or for your mobiles or tablets. You have a dynamic IP and you have a static IP. What is a dynamic IP? When the source assigns IP, it's dynamic registration. When the LAN at home assigns an IP address to your device, then it becomes a dynamic. When target reserves an IP address, it's static registration. Let's take you purchased one more laptop at home, and before joining this laptop into the network, you configure your laptop saying that my laptop should always get the IP address as 192.168.0.200. This is your source and this is your target. Sorry, this becomes your target and your LAN is always source. In this situation, the LAN cannot assign this IP address because 192.168.0.200 is reserved by this laptop. Whenever your new laptop joins the network, it will by default take this IP address, and your LAN will not be able to assign a dynamic IP. When the target reserves an IP address by itself saying that, boss, I will connect to the network with this IP address only, then it becomes a static IP. Once again, when the source assigns IP, nothing but when your LAN assigns an IP address to your system or any other device, it is called as dynamic registration. When the target, let's take your laptop, it reserves an IP address, it is static registration. Now one query would be there, how can I check whether my laptop is using a static IP or a dynamic IP configuration? So let us look at this one. I'll go to the network settings. We'll get into Ethernet. Change adapter options. This is the Wi-Fi card that I have in my laptop. Let us get into the properties of the card. You have all the Wi-Fi card properties. You'll have to get inside the IPv4 Internet Protocol version 4, because nowadays I don't think at home people are using IPv6. So get into the IPv4, click on properties. Now this is the area where you will get to know whether your laptop is using a static IP or a dynamic IP. This option clearly says that obtain an IP address automatically, which means when you connect your laptop to the router, router will assign an IP address whatever it feels like. Now there are ways to calculate what IP has to be assigned and all. We won't be getting that much into the networking. So I'm just giving you guys a fair idea so that you can estimate things. Now let's take the current IP address of my laptop is 166. I want that whenever my laptop connects to the router that I have right now, it must connect with the IP address 150. I don't want 166 at the end. What I'll do is I'll give the IP address as 192.168.0.150. When I give this configuration, so from the next time, what will happen is my laptop will always reserve this IP address So this becomes a static IP configuration. The next one is subnet mask. Subnet mask by default will always be 255.255.255.0. Now there is another type of subnet mask, and there are different types of network classes. We are not getting into it. Simple as that, when you type ipconfig, whatever subnet mask you see over here, just by default put it over there. Some routers, the subnet mask will be a little bit different, like 255.255.0.0. Some routers, it depends. So that's why I'm saying whatever subnet mask you see over here in the ipconfig command, just put it over there. The default gateway, we have the ISP, the Internet Service Provider, ISP. ISP gives the internet line at home, which comes to LAN, and LAN will distribute the network to different devices. So we have a tablet, we have a laptop, and we have a mobile phone. Whenever these devices try to connect to the internet, they cannot directly talk to the ISP because the route to connect to the ISP goes through your LAN. So every device will have a parameter called as gateway. Gateway is nothing but the device IP which lets you talk to the ISP. Once again, gateway is the IP address of the mediator or the device which lets you talk to the ISP. At home, when you connect through your mobile, definitely your LAN would be the gateway IP. When you connect through your laptop, your LAN would be the gateway IP. When you connect through your tablet, the LAN would be the gateway IP, because all the devices will talk to the internet service provider through LAN. In this configuration, what would be my default gateway? It will be my router IP. So where can you find the router IP? Either in the manual that you get with your router, or some companies will print the router default IP on the back side of the router, 192.168.0.1. In my case, generally whenever you have a dynamic configuration, the default gateway is also updated. So you can get these details from this output, the ipconfig output. And you also need to provide the DNS server. So not to get into what is DNS server and all, in simple case, your gateway IP is your DNS IP. Remember this point. So we'll give 192.168.0.1. Simple as that. Now if I click on OK, the network will be disconnected and it will be reconnected. So I won't be forcing the static IP on my laptop. This is just a way to demonstrate that how you can set a static IP for your Windows system. And let us go through the slide. Who allocates the IP address? The source of internet allocates the IP address to the devices. At home, the router is the source of internet. Definitely router will assign an IP address. Router gets an IP address that is assigned from the ISP. Now that is a public IP because router is on a public network. And at home, your router is also part of the private network, and that's why your router will have a private IP as well. There are two types of the IP configurations. One is dynamic IP. So when the source of internet assigns an IP address, it becomes a dynamic registration. When the target reserves an IP address, it is called as static registration. So this is like a simple diagram. We have already discussed all the things. So how IPs are assigned? Your WAN, nothing but wide area network. Wide area network is once again nothing but your internet service provider. The internet service provider will have a very big router. That router can give like thousands of connections to multiple houses. And this router, the ISP router, it will give, let's take in this case, it will assign 4 IP addresses to all these houses. Now, inside the house, you have the LAN. So LAN will have a target IP because LAN becomes target to your ISP. But inside home, your LAN is the source of internet because all the local systems inside home, they talk to the internet service provider via LAN. So that's why LAN will have a private IP and all the devices inside the home will also have a private IP. The gateway IP will be nothing but your LAN IP through which they talk to the ISP. Now public and private IPs. Public IP, an IP which can be reached from any other system on internet. Private is an IP which cannot be reached from any other system on the internet. Private IPs for your home. Now let's take you want to use some private IPs for your home and you want to assign some IP addresses to your devices. What series of IP address you should use? So there are some classes defined already by the network engineers who design the entire world's network, and you have to use only those series. You cannot use any series whatever you want even at your home. So I won't talk about B series because the B class network will confuse everyone. I will talk about A and C because even in our configurations we'll be using A and C class networks. Let's start with the C class. All the routers today in the market, they come with the C class networks. That means your IP address will start from 192.168. The subnet mask is a very important parameter in defining what IP has to be assigned. If you recollect, like before starting the session, I told like we'll be also looking at how and what IP is assigned to a device. Okay, we have the ISP. ISP line comes to the LAN. Now, the LAN IP address, we know that it starts with 192.168. I will leave the two parts blank for now. All the routers are coming today with 192.168. I think one company, it sells routers with the 10.10 series also. So I won't talk about this series. So 192.168 is the series, which means any device which connects to the LAN, let it be your tablet, laptop or mobile, even these device IP address will start with 192.168. This is the first thing. I'm still leaving the two parts of the IP addresses. 192.168. The next thing is the subnet mask. Subnet mask is what decides the parts of the IP addresses. So generally an IP address will have four parts. I mean to say IPv4. Internet Protocol 4 will always have the four parts. All are separated by the dot. So the subnet mask says that 255.255.0. Let us consider part by part. The first part, it says 255. In every part of your IP address, we have the four parts of the IP address. Every part can take any number between 0 to 255, which means 255 is the max. Every part can have any number between 0 to 255. 0 to 255. Now when the subnet mask says that it is 255, it means the part of the IP address is freezed. You cannot change that part of the IP address. My router IP by default, which is coming from manufacturer, is 192.168.0.1. So this is like the reference IP, and the subnet will be applied onto this reference IP before giving a new IP to any device. So how it is applied? When your subnet mask says that 255, it means the first part of the IP address is freezed and it will remain same for all the devices. So the subnet mask says 255. So the first part of the router or the reference IP will remain same for all the devices. So it is 192. Next part of the subnet says that it is 255, which means the reference IP second part will remain same for every device, 168. Next part of the subnet says that it is 255, which means the third part of the reference IP will remain same for all the devices in the network, dot 0. And the last part of the subnet says that it is 0, which means the last number of the reference IP can take any value between 0 to 255. So that's why when you join the network, any device, dynamically LAN will assign any IP like 10 or 20, or currently if I look at my laptop, 166 has been assigned. So generally when people go to the market to purchase routers, you might see that some routers are very costly like 10,000, 20,000. It is because of the subnet series. See, if your router subnet mask is 255, 255, 255.0, how many unique IPs can you assign? It will start with 192, 168, 0 dot. The last part can take from 0 to 255, right? So, which means ultimately I can have somewhere around 255 maximum clients. And out of this 255, one IP will be reserved for your router. So basically 254 clients. Now this subnet series routers are very cheap, which we purchase for our home, because we will never have 254 systems at home which will access the internet, right? But when it comes to a small organization, and let's take an organization is having 500 users. Now for these 500 users, if I want to use this subnet router, then I will have to purchase two routers. But there is a solution over here. You can purchase a router with this subnet series 255, 255.0.0. Now the probability has increased. So you can have a series 0 to 255 over here and 0 to 255. So basically you can have IP series like 192.168.0.1 and then 192.168.255.255. Now see how many systems you can have. The same way, when your organization grows, like you have more than 5,000 users or maybe 10,000 users, then you don't have to multiply the number of routers. You don't have to purchase 10 routers or maybe 20 routers to solve the problem. Basically, you have to purchase a router which is having a bigger subnet mask, sometimes 255.0.0.0. These routers are very costly because they support a lot of clients. So every part of the system, the IP address can take values from 0 to 255 and then 0 to 255, once again 0 to 255. And this is why the routers are costly in market. So if you go to any online shopping, and you might see some routers are like having great price. In those routers, the network engineers generally look at the subnet series. They look at even further details. I'm not getting into all those. So these are like basic details. As a network admin, if you are working on rack, you should know all this. When it comes to 190 to 168, the subnet is 255 255, which means the first two parts of the IP address will be freezed. Only the last two parts can take any value between 0 to 255 and the last part also 0 to 255. The same way goes with class A IP address. The class A IP address will have three parts. As per this subnet mask, there are three parts of the IP address that can take any value between 0 to 255. So this is how generally networks are defined in organizations, and this is one of the biggest headache of a network admin. Generally, I mean, we as a DBA know about the database administrations, but understand about the network admin, he has to take care of the entire company network. He has to take care of the subnet mask. He has to take care of the address ranges and many other things. And also make sure IPs are not conflicting also. So now that we have the basic understanding of the networking, we know that Oracle RAC uses two networks. One is public network, another one is private network. Of course, at home, any network series that you use, 192 or 10, it is private to your home. But just to set up a rack at home, what we will do is we will assume that 192, 168 series is our public series and 10.10 is our private series. So we will be using these two series to assign IP addresses for our rack nodes. Now that we have this understanding, now that we know the subnet mask, it will be easy for you guys to assign IP addresses.